Welcome to the BBC Proms 2012. The Proms season starts on Friday the 13th of July and heralds 2 months of the world's greatest classical music with leading artists and orchestras, plus a whole host of talks and workshops, free performances and family events, all taking place here at the wonderful Royal Albert Hall. Earlier I spoke to the man behind it all, controller of BBC Radio 3 and director of the Proms, Roger Wright. So we're about to embark on Proms 2012. Tell me generally, Roger, what is it that makes the Proms so special?
I think what makes the Proms special is the scale of the event and its range. It's a festival like no other. Over 2 months, events every single day, and at its heart is something which puts quality and accessibility together. Some people have described it as the most democratic festival in the world. I don't know whether that's really the case, but it's simply the best festival in the world.
So 2012, what can we expect? What are the highlights for you going to be?
What's interesting to me is what other people have said, having taken a sneak look at the plans this year. So already people are excited about the first time that an orchestra has come and been resident at the Proms to give a Beethoven symphony cycle. And for that orchestra in 2012 to be the West Eastern Divan Orchestra conducted by Daniel Barenboim just gives an extra special dimension to this particular summer. Here's a remarkable orchestra which I suppose plays to that particular sense of what the Olympics is about and also what the Proms is about. So this summer, as the Proms takes place at a time when London is hosting the Olympics, what better group to have than West Eastern Divan, and what more iconic piece than Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, and for that piece to be happening on the opening night of the Olympics just seems like a really natural fit. Of course, West Eastern Divan is just one of a number of visiting groups. We're fortunate enough this year to have the Berlin Philharmonic with Sir Simon Rattle, and the Vienna Philharmonic with Bernhard Haitink, and the Leipzig Gewandhaus Orchestra with Riccardo Chailly. Just those groups alone means that you can see what a sort of stellar international lineup we've got. But there's also a real celebration of youth, youth ensembles, often sitting side by side with professional orchestras. And that range of youth performers, I think, is probably unlike any other previous prom season.
You mentioned some of the world-class orchestras who are going to be visiting us this season. How about the soloists?
There's a range of wonderful international and British artists celebrated throughout the Proms Festival this summer. On the first night we have Bryn Terfel. On the last night we have the Maltese tenor Joseph Calleja, who will be singing Rule Britannia. And also Nicola Benedetti, one of the rising stars of the UK scene and now such an international presence. She'll be playing Bruch Violin Concerto, I suppose one of the best loved of all of the violin repertoire. And she's also a featured artist throughout. She'll be playing the Bruch Scottish Fantasy earlier in the season and a chamber recital at Cadogan Hall. But, pianists galore, violinists galore. Murray Pariah comes back to the Proms with the Vienna Philharmonic. Imogen Cooper. When you just go through the list, it's quite remarkable night after night, and all that for £5.
One of the things the Proms is so renowned for is celebrating new music and living composers. What have you got for us this summer?
There's lots of new music in the Proms this summer, and there's a wonderful possibility of celebrating a centenary of that remarkable experimentalist John Cage, American pioneer. It's too simplistic just to call him a composer because his influence was felt right across music and the arts. And we're going to be devoting a special evening solely to the music of John Cage. Oliver Nusson, a fantastic British composer and conductor, also celebrates a significant anniversary. And we're featuring the music of Pierre Boulez alongside Beethoven in the Barenboim Beethoven cycle.
But there's always as well so much for youngsters to enjoy, and there's always been a lot of family proms in the past. Have we got anything this season for them?
I think at the heart of the Proms, there is a sort of family feeling with the standing audience, with the informality, even possibly of lying down in the gallery. There is that sense of it being very, very family friendly. But we haven't only got events for families. Families can also participate. They can come and join our Proms family orchestra or chorus. You can be involved in workshops and other events around the Proms. And there's a real first, which I suspect families of all ages may actually be clamouring for tickets for, which is the appearance of Wallace and Gromit, probably well known to families, and they'll be making their Proms debut this summer too.
Spectacular prospect of the wrong trousers in the Royal Albert Hall.
A grand day out.
I'm so excited to be taking part in the Wallace and Gromit prom. For a start, I absolutely love the films, and the animation is just completely brilliant, but also the scripts are just simply amazing.
You've become very well known for your enthusiasm and passion for Delius. What is it about him as a composer which has drawn you to him?
Delius has got a very unique sound world. It really can't be any other composer than Delius when you hear his works. What's special about Delius is that if you can get into that sound world, it will take you off to another place completely.
So Tasmin, what is it about performing at the Proms that makes it so special?
It's definitely the audience that makes the prom very, very special, but it's also the combination of this wonderful historical building and the audience as well. They are very open to lots of different styles of music, different styles of entertainment, and they're also here to enjoy themselves.
The season begins on Friday the 13th of July. Find out more about the full programme by going to the BBC Proms website and get ready for 2 fantastic months of music.